I literally lost my voice. It was a trauma response to the way I had felt silenced, like my voice and opinions and thoughts and feelings just weren't really valued in that part of my, what I call my previous life.
Welcome to Women Thrive Season 5. This season, you can expect incredible conversations with women from all around the world. We at Women Thrive, not only do we put on incredible conversations with women, host events, retreats, publish a magazine, publish books, and we have created a platform for every woman to shine and share her message. So you right now tapping into a podcast that is globally recognized as the place for women to be and share their message. Be inspired, be part of the conversation, and let's thrive together.
So hi everyone, and welcome to this latest episode of the Women Thrive podcast. My name is Abigail Rebecca. I am so excited to come to you today with another fantastic guest. I mean, we keep them coming, and as you've probably seen, and the majority of our guests on our podcast this season are our wonderful 2026 Women Thrive speakers. So not only are you getting to find out a little bit more about them on the podcast, hopefully this will be getting you excited for the upcoming summit. And if you haven't put your name down yet, it's completely free of charge to join. We'd love to have you there in our audience. We'll put the link below so that you can go and save your seat. So every single woman that is coming on this podcast, this episode, will be a speaker. I'm very excited to introduce our speaker to you today. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you as you are settling into this podcast is, do you feel, I mean, if you're completely honest with yourself, and let's lay our cards on the table here and be completely honest. Do you feel that there might be something still that is holding you back from really stepping into your true, authentic self? Maybe you are worried about being judged, being criticized, being ridiculed. Maybe you don't think that you're good enough. Maybe you don't think that crazy you, all of you with all of your bells and whistles, is someone that should be showing up online or should be showing up in your business or your leadership. Well, our conversation today, of course, is saying the opposite. It's encouraging you to really show up as your true self and value yourself and love yourself and admire yourself and not really care, to be honest with you, what other people think about you, because your message is so important to go out there into this world. So I know that this is going to be a really, really inspirational conversation for you. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you today. So with no further ado, I'd love to introduce our wonderful speaker and our guest today on the Women Thrive podcast. Her name is Savanna Madden. She is a confidence coach for women in business, and she helps establish female entrepreneurs reclaim their voice and strengthen their self-belief and step into their CEO identity so that they can grow their income and lead with clarity and courage. Known for her warm, empowering style, Savanna blends lived experience, simple strategy, and deep mindset work to create lasting transformation in the women that she works with. Savanna, welcome to the podcast today. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. This is very exciting.
I'm really excited to interview you today and to have this conversation with you because it's something that's really close to our heart, obviously my heart personally, and also as the Women Thrive stage, we're all about creating these wonderful stages for women like you and me and all of our wonderful listeners to have that stage, to be able to amplify our voice, to be able to be visible and stand out, but do it in a really authentic way. And I know that that is something that you really stand for. And also your background is so interesting. So before we go into this conversation, I'd really love to know a little bit more about you. What's your background? Why are you doing this? What is it that drives you to do the work that you do?
Thank you so much, Abigail. Again, thank you for having me. So, my background is the performing arts. That is all I have really done up until becoming a confidence coach for women in business. I started my career when I graduated from Performing Arts College, and I worked as an actor, a presenter, a dancer, and I was also teaching performing arts alongside all of that. And I got myself into a situation where I was in what I thought at the time was a wonderful relationship. I ended up marrying this person that I was in what I thought was this amazing relationship. And don't get me wrong, there were moments and times that were incredible. But long story short, I'll take you back 10 years. I was living with my husband in Scotland, in the countryside, in this beautiful farmhouse. Everything on the outside looked really idyllic, and there were lots of things that were great, but our relationship was breaking down and falling apart. And I made a very, very difficult and brave decision to leave that marriage. And I moved back down to England, and I was in thousands of pounds worth of debt. I had no job. I was very lucky that I had a great support system, and I managed to pick up a lot of work very quickly. And I worked for lots of different performing arts companies to be able to support myself and to start paying off a lot of the debt that I had accrued. And unfortunately, because I needed to earn money and because I was trying to keep myself so busy to escape what had happened, I was working 7 days a week, people pleasing, leaning into workaholic behavior, wearing it like a badge of honor, working really hard. And I was diagnosed 18 months later with vocal nodules. So I had cysts growing on my vocal folds, which when they vibrate together, when you go to speak, they weren't doing that efficiently. So I literally lost my voice. And I was really lucky that I was able to access NHS speech therapy in order to reverse that diagnosis. So within about a year of my diagnosis, I was almost fully recovered. But my speech therapist told me that not only did I have these vocal nodules due to overworking, it was also a trauma response to the way I had felt silenced, dismissed, suffocated, and like my voice and opinions and thoughts and feelings just didn't really matter or weren't really valued in that part of my what I call my previous life. So I used that experience as a catalyst to start my theatre school, which is now 7 years old. It's award winning, and it is run by a team of 7 amazing coaches and 3 members of office staff. And I am still the principal of the theatre school, which is called Madden Theatre Arts. However, I am more of a decision maker now and take on more of a mentorship role for my team and for my students. And I dip in and out. I attend all the shows and organise them all. I arrange all of the exams and things like that. And I've grown it to a place now where it pretty much runs itself. And I wanted to step into a new role of helping women in business and female entrepreneurs improve their confidence and reclaim their voices, because I know that there are some incredibly confident, amazing female business owners out there, but there are still plenty of us that still need some extra help with stepping into that CEO identity of running our business with the clarity and courage and confidence that is required to be able to live a life on your terms. So I feel like it's been a calling actually that I moving towards working with more adults rather than children, although that is still incredibly important to me. I feel that there are just, yeah, so many women that have got incredible skills, fantastic businesses, and just need a little bit of extra support to really realize that. And that's what I want to do.
Savannah. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me. And first of all, congratulations on everything
Thank
that
you.
you've achieved. It's a very courageous thing to step away from something that disempowers you and isn't working. And very often we've heard so many stories of this, haven't we? Including yourself, about women that feel disempowered, that have lost their voice. And actually, it takes a lot of courage when you're in that particular mindset to be able to walk away. And the fact that you have created this incredible business that supports not only a community, but also a wonderful team. I mean, that's huge achievement to you. I really love what you do actually within your business, because you're bringing in that lived experience. You're bringing in your experience of performing and being on stage, and the confidence that I'm sure that you need to have to be able to step into that, but also your experience being a business owner and running a business, and not only scaling a business, but also stepping away from the role that you would have been playing actively within the business and then taking on this CEO position. And you talk about stepping into your CEO. I'd love to learn a little bit more about that, what that takes, because I believe that one of the biggest lessons in leadership is learning how to let go, actually learning how to delegate. And sometimes it can be really, really difficult. So, how was that for you, this whole transition of starting a business, running a business, and then like stepping away and giving the team responsibility and empowering your team to be able to run it for you?
It's such a great question, because I feel like delegation is one of the hardest things for a business owner to do, because you need to find people that you trust. But what I always find is that you will always be 100% in your business because it's yours. But if you can find a team of people that are 80% committed to your business, I mean, more is obviously fantastic, but if you can find people that are 80% committed, like they're your people, because it is very challenging and not always possible to find people that are 100% in your business because it's not theirs. And I think that that is totally fair enough. It's not their business. And if you can find people that are 80% committed to you and your business, then you're really onto a winner. And I think that I've got a really good judge of character, which I have been able to form over the years. And don't get me wrong, I've been obviously had my fingers burnt. I'm sure lots of people have in business, but I think I'm a good judge of character, and I know who will deliver the goods. But in terms of stepping into that role, I got to a stage where my theatre school predominantly runs on one-to-one coaching. We do have a few group programs, but a lot of it is one-to-one, which when you build that up throughout the week, you are trading a lot of time for money. And when you're working with young people, there is only after school and weekends available. And I got to the point where I was with my current partner now. It was still quite new in our relationship. We'd only been together a couple of years, and we just weren't getting very much time together because he works a 9 till 5 job and I was working evenings and weekends. And I just felt like if I wanted to live a life with slightly more sociable working hours, that something had to change. So I had a look at what I was currently doing and what potentially I could hand over. And I just started small. I took on one coach to begin with and gave her a little bit. And that is how it just progressed over time. I then took on another person and gave them a little bit. And I had a rigorous recruitment process. I made sure I vetted everybody and spoke to people, because the performing arts world is quite small. So you can find lots of people that know one another. And I was really lucky that I always got really good feedback from who I was talking to. And the way I did it was by just giving that little bit away, and checking in all the time to make sure that everything was aligned and being delivered the way that I was happy with it, and asked my coaches for feedback. And that's what I think has been one of my superpowers, is that I have been able to ask people who I am paying to do a role for me to give me feedback on how things are being done, how things are run, what my communication is like. Are things clear? Do they feel supported? Do they feel included? Do they feel like their opinions matter? Because these are all things that I've experienced and felt like that wasn't happening with me. So I feel like I'm very aware of those sorts of things. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but a lot of my team have said that my company is one of the best that they've worked for. So that's always very nice to hear. So it's just that constant checking in. And as I say, bit by bit. And I was able to then build my confidence as being a leader by getting positive feedback. And if I got constructive feedback, I was able to implement it. And eventually, I then found somebody to work with me on the admin side of things. And it was just really refreshing because I thought I was really, really good at the admin side. And I am, but I found people that are much better at it than me. So I think it's about having that mindset of looking for the people that can do the roles that you're currently taking on much better than you. And then that gives you more time to be able to do the teaching or the client work, whatever it is within your business that you want to do, that you know that you're absolutely brilliant at. And I know my strengths lie with being around people, with people, helping them build their confidence and build their resilience, not replying to emails or sending invoices. The people that do that in my business are absolutely incredible at it, and it wouldn't run the way it does without them. So yeah, doing it bit by bit, working out what I wanted from my life. So coming back to my why, and by finding people that are much better at jobs than me.
I love that. First of all, please blow your own trumpet. Bring the whole freaking brass band. This is the stage to do that. Come on, everyone. I really love there's a few things there that you shared that are just brilliant. First of all, finding people that are 80% committed. That is so refreshing and so real. Because you're right. When you're the founder of a business, you're so passionate about it. It's like it's your vision. It's come from you. You've birthed it, and you've got to be realistic and realize that you will find people that are very committed and enrolled in your big vision, but they might not necessarily be as passionate as you are because it's your business. So I think that that's a really, really good and really realistic and a big, big takeaway from this. And also, this like how we can often hold on to things because it's like, oh, I don't want to give it to someone. And then you can give it to someone that is not only better than you at it, but is more passionate. And this is what I love about delegation and about as you scale your business, bringing people on to support you because you might be really good at it, but do you love it? And there's a difference. Like, yeah, I'm really good at I'm competent at doing my taxes. I'm competent. Do I love it? No.
No. So I've got an accountant.
Delegate it to someone else. Give me an Excel spreadsheet. I can put things on it. Do I love it? No. I don't love it at all. Like, let's delegate it to someone else. So
100% agree.
Important, isn't it, to do that?
Absolutely. And with my team as well, particularly my office team, they say to me, what can I take off your plate? What can I do for you? What is going to make your life easier? They ask me all the right questions because they just know that I'm a mother of a 2-year-old. I have got 2 businesses that I'm running. I'm overseeing my theatre school. I've got clients to coach. They know that I've got a lot going on and I'm spinning a lot of plates, and we always say wearing a lot of hats. So it's finding people that want to make your journey and your business run more smoothly because it then makes their life easier too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I truly believe that there's many things that differentiate you and make you stand out within the coaching industry. But this is one of the things because you get a lot of coaches in this industry that will not have the experience of what you've done. They might have they'll be working on their own and they'll be really great at business advice and how to build out a business, but won't have got to this particular stage within their business and have that lived experience of going through it, going through the pain points, and then being able to share that with their clients. So it might be that they're doing it on their own, or maybe they have a VA, or maybe a couple of people to help them as VAs, but you have actually brought in a team and delegated to them and handed over to them the tasks that you don't enjoy or the tasks that you don't have time to do. And now you're focusing on, like you say, the mentoring, the decision making, and really stepping into this work that really lights you up, that you really love to do. And that for me is something you can't, like, you have to have experienced that, in my opinion, to be able to guide others people through it, because there's things that you might not necessarily know until you actually experience it. So it's fantastic, Savanna.
Absolutely. And you have to really dig deep to find that confidence. And I think that sometimes you just need another person in your corner to push you to believe that you're capable of stepping into that role, for sure.
Yeah. So I'd really love for you to share a little bit more about the work that you do. Obviously, I know that you're a business owner. You have this incredible team that are working for you, obviously are running a very successful, amazing company. But then you also help other business owners, entrepreneurs, founders to be able to step into the spotlight and take on that CEO position and scale their own business. So share with it. I'd love for you to share with us a little bit more about who you work with. Like, what is it that you find coming up as some of the reasons that I want to scale my business? What's holding me back?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Abigail. I work with entrepreneurs and women in business who are in a spot usually that I was in a few years ago, where they're on the precipice, they're about to grow. They're just about to go. The scaling is just on the horizon. Things are already growing and they're kind of jittery and can't quite keep up with it. And it's exciting. And so it's usually a really pivotal moment in a client's business that where I sort of come in and start having a look at what's going on. It's very, very exciting. And basically, it is what I have experienced most of the time. It's that they're ready to go, they're ready to grow, but they just don't quite have the confidence to either invest a little bit more into how they could grow their business, or that they need to delegate more. I see this a lot. The delegation game. They are the CEO of their business. They are the business owner, the founder, and they may already have one or two people working for them, or nobody at all. And they need to start passing these jobs on, and they want to grow their client base or grow their membership or grow their mastermind or whatever it is that they're offering. And so the things that I see are that people don't want to hand things over because they think that either it's working fine as it is, or they don't quite know how to delegate to other people or where to find other people, what sort of support they need. And yeah, it's just not really having the mindset that they are the CEO, the person that can delegate these jobs, who can scale their offering. And what I do is get to the bottom of where they might be lacking in confidence and why. And a lot of the time it's past experiences, it's things that might have even happened at school or at college or anything like that, previous workplaces. A lot of women I work with come from working as a teacher or in a corporate setting and then have gone to start their own business. So have already experienced quite a lot of workplace toxicity and things like that. And it's really lovely to see them thriving in their own sphere, in their happy place within their work. So yeah, it's delving in to see what they feel happy sharing, what could be the cause. So it's just asking gentle questions to sort of see where my client's at, and then we get into it and we do the work. And a lot of things that I feel have been incredibly successful are working on things like meditation, affirmations, grounding, visualization. And some people are a little bit resistant at first because they think it's all a little bit woo woo and whatever other sort of catchphrase you want to use to describe that. But for me, there is no woo woo. It's just grounding. We're feeling our feet on the floor. We're doing whatever we're doing. We are listening potentially to a guided visualization to help us just to sort of think about where we want to be in the future. And affirmations, affirmations, affirmations. I just can't say it enough. I don't know anybody that they haven't worked for. There are so many different ways that we can use them to our advantage. Even just writing them down at first and not even saying them out loud because some people don't feel ready for it. But writing that down in a notebook, journaling, practicing gratitude, all these things. I think quite a lot of people already do lots of those things. But just having someone to be accountable to and to guide you through that in a really safe way, in a space where you can just feel secure and in a non-judgmental space as well, has just been life-changing. And that is those are some of the techniques that I used when my confidence and resilience as well was at an all-time low.
I was going to say that actually, because you left a situation where you felt very disempowered. You felt you landed into a life that was very different. And you said when you introduced yourself that you had a great support network, and that's really important for us, isn't
Yeah.
it? In any situation, at any time in our life and our business, to be surrounded by the right people, people that have got our back. But in terms of you, then, like, what did it take for you to be able to step out of that and into this business owner and scaling your business to where you've scaled it now?
Just a lot of reflection, a lot of self-belief, and a lot of talking things through with people. I am a sharer for sure, and finding people that you really trust, that you are able to speak to, and just journaling really helped me just to get everything out that I was thinking and feeling, because sometimes I didn't want to share that with anybody. I just needed to just get it out and empty my mind of all of those thoughts, get that out on paper, and then look at the bigger picture. And I just, I don't know, I feel like I just always had this like knowing inside me that I just knew that I was destined for more than where I was at the time 10 years ago. And it wasn't what I envisaged my life to be like. And I'm quite a big visualizer. I've been doing it for a very long time. I was telling somebody else on another podcast the other day that my mum actually got me into visualization when I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's always been there. And I think it's just knowing that if you are in a situation that you don't want to be in, you have the power to change it. I know it's easier said than done because you can't just click your fingers and be like, right, off I go. It wasn't that simple for me either. It took me months to pluck up the courage to leave my husband. It took me months to plan it sounds so dramatic, but my exit strategy, because I had made a decision that I was going to leave, but I had to have things in place before I did it to keep myself safe. And not because I was safe in my marriage. I don't want to mislead anybody there. But I mean, I was living in a house. I needed to be safe knowing that I could leave and go and live somewhere else. I had to go and look at different places to check that they were the right fit for me, for example. And knowing your worth. And I think everybody deserves to live a life on their terms and a life that they love, because they say you only live once. I don't know if I believe that or not. I'm not sure. But let's just say you only live once. You never know when your time's going to be up, do you? So let's live it the best we possibly can. And if we find ourselves in situations where we know that there is the possibility for things to be better if we do it a bit differently, then we have to find the courage to do it. So mindfulness, meditation, visualizing where you want to be, affirmations of I can do this is just one that would be incredibly helpful. And then when it comes to being in business and stepping into that new identity as a CEO, for example, for me, it was pretty much the same process, but I lent on my support network even more in that time. That gave me the confidence that I could do it too.
Wonderful. Thanks, Savanna. Thank you so much for sharing. I could speak to you for ages about this, but we are nearly at time. I'd love to find out where we can find you. Like, where do you hang out on social media? What's your website? How can people connect in with you?
So I predominantly hang out on Instagram and I'm there at I am Savanna Madden, and I'm a Savannah without an H. And I also love talking to people on Facebook, so you can find me there, just Savanna Madden. And in my Instagram bio, you can find my latest freebie, which is a 7-day audio series, which will take you through some grounding work, affirmations, visualizations, all that kind of good stuff. And I am relaunching my one-to-one program in the new year, which is called Reclaim Your Voice. And you can also grab me on my website, which is savannahmadden.com.
Wonderful. Thanks, Savanna. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and your experiences. It's really interesting to find out what your daily practices are. And you mentioned journaling there a lot, so that's brilliant. And also how you scaled your business, how you're able to delegate to your team, how you help your clients do that as well. So we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your expertise with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you so much everyone for watching. That was Savanna Madden. Please make sure that you follow her on socials, go and visit her website. And of course, Savanna will be one of our speakers. We're very excited to have her on the Women Thrive Summit, which will be coming up in 2026. As we are recording this, it's only a few more months away. So we'll put all of Savanna's links down here below, and also we'll put the link for you to be able to come and save your spot for the Women Thrive Summit as well. And you'll be able to watch Savanna's talk. Savanna, what are you going to be talking about on the summit?
Funnily enough, I'm going to be talking about finding your confidence and reclaiming your voice.
Amazing. Well, really looking forward to that. Thank you again for being a wonderful guest. Thank you everyone for watching, for listening, and we will see you soon on the next episode of the Women Thrive podcast.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Women Thrive Podcast. I'm so thankful for you as a listener for spending time with us, myself and my co-host Abigail, to hear our conversations with our guests. If you have had the opportunity to hear our podcast, do make sure you leave a review and share this episode with your audience as well. This has helped us reach the 5 top % globally ranked podcasts, as well as reach more than 30,000 downloads to date. Your support means so much to us, and this is how we get to reach more people around the world. At Women Thrive Media, we're here to amplify voices of women and empower women to take the center stage and shine a spotlight on their messages.